Happy Saaahday, dude. Happy Saaahday, kid. Shawnee, we're watching NASCAR. You seen Tony Stewart this year? The kid's got fucking hot, kid. That Tony Stewart. Hey, get yourself a beer. Get yourself a beer, dude. Shawnee. Had a buddy from Boston. He didn't have an accent, but his dad did. My God, not an R in sight. And yeah, every Saturday I go to his house. This was like middle school. It was just happy Saaahday, kid. Just in a recliner with like a 6-pack. Just watching NASCAR, man. Left turn after left turn, just hammered. Enjoying life. Simple times. I just loved it, dude. Hey, oh, Saaahday. No no T, no nothing. Just Saaahday. Yeah, good to be here, man. Hope you guys had a great week. Sorry for the Saturday episode. It's July 17th. It's been a super busy week, man. Productive. All a good step into the right direction. So can't complain there. But it is going to be nice to have a day coming up in the near future where I can have a specific day to do the show. But yeah, we had a fun one, man. I talked about Apple's new emojis. I can't even remember. A few other things, but man, all that and more. Enjoy the show.
You want to smoke something?
You've seen him perform all over LA. Give it up for Sean Madden, everybody.
What have we got here? A fucking comedian.
This joke's not going to go well. You gotta let it fly. Now they have a pregnant man emoji, which, I mean, honestly, if you just look at it, it looks like a guy that's just like has to go to the bathroom. He had a couple burritos at a taco truck in East LA. And he's like, oh, it was horse meat. He's holding his stomach. This is like a dad with a beer gut who's at his kid's baseball game yelling at him. Oh my gosh. If this is really where we're heading, where it's just no gender, men can have babies too. I mean, tell Kim Jong just to fire the missile. You know, just hit the button. Just end it, dude. So they say all it takes is if one country fires a nuclear missile, it's over because then everyone else launches their shit. That's how nuclear. That's hysterical, bro. That's how the nuclear apocalypse happens because it's basically your neighbor that you don't like is launching fireworks. And you have to outdo him. You know, so it's like if Kim Jong actually shoots a missile off aimed towards someone's allies, the other country is going to fire back. Like, oh, and then you're going to have like Russia, they're going to shoot all theirs, however many they have. I know the US has the most. We have to. We recruit everyone that makes them. And it's just like one country launches them, they go, "Hey, fuck it. We'll launch ours too." You know, that's how America will be. Hey, well, you know, Korea shot theirs, so I mean, we had to shoot ours. People just want to see it. Whoever has access to the button, you gotta. Whoever has access to the nuclear codes must just look at the news and just be like, "Why don't I just go into work today and just launch? Like, what's to stop me just from waking up out of my bunk bed on a submarine and just fucking hitting the button?" I mean, I guess they have to screen those people. They go all the way back to your kindergarten teacher, and they're like, how was this kid? Was he pouring milk on other kids, or can we trust him with the nuclear codes? They're like, oh, well, Jimmy was pretty quiet. You know, he never really said much. They're like, all right, we'll trust him with the codes. But the kid that started the food fights, they're like, yeah, we can't have you. We can't have you work here. Sorry. Sorry, bud. We can't trust you with the codes. So yeah, the new emojis, dude. A pregnant man. I don't know. I try and stay very neutral on a lot of topics. I mean, I have strong opinions, of course. I mean, if you listen to the previous episodes, you probably have somewhat of an understanding of where I come from. But I'm trying to be like, no, I can't get behind this. You know, it's just, when has a man ever given birth? This is where we're going. I'm looking forward to the next pack of emojis, but they got some random ones. They got a flower with a lily pad, some coral. What is that? They got an ogre with a baseball bat. I don't know. It's just a very random selection. Anyway, it's not going to make the whole show about emojis, but we got a news article. A woman in Pennsylvania was leaving notes at a Walmart to call for help. So she was going to the bathroom. Apparently the guy that kidnapped her would take her out to Walmarts. It's just, I'm having a hard time with the story. Maybe someone can listen to this and reply at InTheHallPodcast at Gmail. But dude, I'm having a hard time with this one. So notes left on scraps of paper in public restrooms helped Pennsylvania authorities track down and rescue a woman held captive for months. In the first note discovered last Thursday in a Walmart in Carnegie, Pennsylvania, police said the woman wrote she was being sexually and physically assaulted by a man, according to the criminal complaint. The woman said she was being held against her will and urged readers of the note to call 911, including an address, and warned that the man had a knife. If I don't make it, tell my family I love them, the woman wrote on one of her notes. So, here's where I'm having trouble with this. You're kidnapped. You're held against your will. But the guy takes you to Walmart. And you can't cause a scene at the Walmart? I will cause a fucking scene at a Walmart if my kidnapper takes me to a Walmart. All right, I know when you're, your life's in danger and you're not good in those kind of situations. Maybe you're scared and you just go to Walmart and pick up what you need. Maybe she was just getting toothpaste, deodorant, the essentials. The guy just took her out. He's like, "Hey, look, I know you're my prisoner, but you still need to get toothpaste. I don't know what kind you like, so let's go to the Walmart." How does this even happen? Dude, I would take a flat screen. I would take like a big-ass TV, put it in a shopping cart, and just walk out the store with it. I'd have, what's that called? Department protection. What do they call the people that the store security? When I worked at Walmart, they had the guy. It was like an undercover guy. He just dresses like a stepdad. This guy had like a crew cut and a walkie-talkie. Loss prevention. That's what it was. This guy, Jason, he looked like he stole from the Walmart. And he would just walk around all day and pretend to be shopping. That was his job. Pretend to not be a customer and catch customers stealing. Honestly, a fucking dream job if you just like to walk around Walmart high. I forgot about this guy, dude. He would literally just come talk shit with me in the electronics department, and he'd be like, "All right, I got to take a lap." Some fucking schmuck. I'm like, "You catch anyone today?" He's like, "Nah, no one's stealing." I'm like, "Well, we lost 90 Xbox games last week. I think people are stealing." He's like, "I don't know. I haven't caught anyone." I'm like, "Yeah, because you're in the alleyway hitting a bowl." I don't know, dude. It's hard to have sympathy for this woman because it's like you couldn't. The guy literally took you to the most public store ever, and you left notes in the Walmart bathroom. If I was in Pennsylvania at a Walmart, I would also be leaving notes in the public bathroom saying, "Hey, can someone get me out of here? Can someone give me a plane ticket? What am I doing in Pennsylvania?" No disrespect to anyone that lives in Pennsylvania. I'm sure there's beautiful forests and things to look at, but overall, kind of a cold shithole, if you ask me. And I'm in Orlando, so I can't really speak. I've lived in some nice places over my time, throughout my 27 years on this earth. I've lived in some cool places. I've seen some nice things. Right? But I've also lived in some shitholes. So yeah, Orlando ain't exactly the nicest place. Definitely not the best city. Downtown is horrific, which every downtown in America is at this point. I don't think there's any good ones. I'm trying to think. Manhattan was great. I don't know about now. LA's downtown is like the zombie apocalypse with $4,000 studio apartments. Anyway, yeah, how do you not get out of there? You're at a Walmart. You couldn't grab one of those phones on the pillars in the aisle and be like, attention Walmart shoppers, I am being held against my will by a man named blah, blah, blah. And you got to cause a scene. You couldn't throw one of those inflatable ball. You got to just start throwing stuff. Push down an aisle. Then that guy's not going to want to be associated with you because you're going nuts. He has a knife. Go to the toy section and get a Captain America shield. Defend yourself. All right? Come on, ladies. We got to be smarter. How is this even a story? Anyway, we got another one. This was an Apple story, actually. Can't see the full article because I'm not paying $9.99 to read a news article. I don't care who you are. $9. Who are you? This is what makes a cult a cult. The line between delusion and what the rest of us believe may be blurrier than we think. What makes a cult to me would be when they start making everyone wear the same thing. It's hard to I don't get people that get sucked into the cults. I mean, I know it's like the same kind of way people join a gang for maybe protection or like self-security, or they feel like finally I'm attached to this thing. I have a sort of an identity towards something, so to speak. But yeah, I don't know. When they all say, "Hey, we wear orange here. We all wear green here." Maybe this is a cult. When the guy says, "Hey, I'm the Lamb of God, and I kind of got to bang your wife if you want to stay at this compound," you're in a cult. How about that? It's not that hard. Some people argue all religion is a cult. I'm like, I don't know. If you're going down to a high school that's made into a church on Sundays, and you're putting $5 in the offering bin, getting a good message. I don't know if that's a cult. Maybe it is. But at least you're not harming people. It's not one of those sex cults where they like fucking hit you, take all your money, and if you try to quit, they like follow you around, tell all your neighbors you're like a pedophile or something, just like ruin your whole thing. That's a cult. When you can't get out of it, it's kind of a cult. When you have to move states to kind of clear your name, then maybe you join a cult. I don't know. If the FBI is raiding your church in Waco, Texas, maybe you're in a cult. How is that an article? I guess they're just anyone's writing anything. Yeah, I thought about this last night. I don't know why. Must have been the Trill Trees. Shout out to Trill Trees. Episode brought to you by the world's finest indoor cannabis out in Los Angeles, California. Order for delivery if you're out there on your way to the airport, LAX, and on your way back from the airport. Make it your first stop. 2000 Cotner Avenue. Pick it up. Look for the gold accented bags. At Trill Trees is the Instagram. But yeah, I was feeling pretty good last night off the Trill Trees, and I had this friend in had to be second grade, because I moved to Florida in fourth grade. It's up in Virginia. And it was there's a couple of us there. And it was after school. And his mom went to the grocery store. And she's like, "I'll be right back. You guys, watch whatever you want." So this little kid, Benjamin, with my friend at the time, he's like, hey, I have the video of my mom giving birth to me. And we were like, cool. Do you have any like Scooby-Doo maybe? Maybe we'll watch some SpongeBob. Hey, Arnold, do you have anything other than that? And so he just gets this VHS tape, puts it in, and it's just his mom like, ah, ah, and the nurse is like, push, and she's like, ah. So we're watching like this live birth. I'm looking at all the other little kids that are with me. We're eating like cheese puffs, and we're just looking at each other like, what the, like, what are, like, we all knew like, yeah, this is probably not what we should be watching. And then his mom comes back in because she like forgot her like flip phone. I don't know. It was like she forgot something. This was like, this had to have been like 2001. No. Maybe like in the 90s, late 90s. Yeah. She was watching like this VHS of like this woman giving birth. And his mom comes back in and is like, Benjamin, what is this? And he's like, it's your birth video, Mom. Like, he was like acting like it was not even a big deal. And she was like, you're not supposed to play this for anyone. He's like, Mom, why would you have this on tape if no one's going to watch it? And I was like, well, it's kind of a valid point. I'm like, why did you film this? You know, now we're back on Benjamin's side. We're like, yeah, he's not a freak for putting it on. Why the fuck do you have this? You really need to capture this moment. You know what I mean? When are you ever gonna watch that again? Like, what, when the kid turns 21, you're going to have that on the projector screen at his, like, birthday party, at his wedding? Like, oh, I remember when my Benjamin was just born. You're going to have that video in the back. Ah! Ah! Yeah, I'm pretty scarred from that. I don't know where that video clip was stored in my brain, but it came out last night, and it was just, wow. That was just buried deep in my subconscious. Who knows? Yeah, pretty wild, dude. What else we got? Critical race theory. Another article that came up. I'm not going to talk about this. This podcast isn't about, I don't want to make this some like crazy political debate, whatever. But got this new program they're trying to push in schools, critical race theory, basically saying like, this is, they used to do like a whole 3 months on like slavery. This is like the opposite. This is like, basically like all white people are bad and all black people are victims. That's kind of what I'm getting out of it. I haven't looked too much into it, but it's basically just, it's almost like racist within itself. And I think they should teach about slavery in school and the Holocaust and all that stuff, because it is important to know history. But once you start blaming kids born in like 2005 for slavery, it's like, look, what is this fucking kid gonna do? He's trying to get a Hot Wheels car. He's not trying to enslave a race. You know what I'm saying? So the headline of the article was, if a black kid asks why they used to have to sit in the back of the bus, are we just going to ignore this? And I'm like, no, you should, I'm reading this like, well, they should teach them about Rosa Parks, and like, yeah, she sat in the front and she stood up for herself, because it used to be when you get on the bus, it was like, if you sit up front, it's like being up front on the plane. You get off first. You're not, fighting everyone, trying to get off down that skinny ass aisle, with your bags and stuff. So it was like, it was a privilege to sit up front on the bus. And back then, or like the 60s or whatever, not even that long ago, it was like a problem, if they were like, whoa, black people in the back of the bus, white people get off first. So it's fucked up, right? But now I'm thinking like, things have changed so much. It's like, when I rode the bus, it was like black kids were in the back of the bus. It was like usually like the cooler kid in class. It was like all the kids that kind of didn't want the bus driver or the teacher to see what they were doing sat in the back. So it's like, Now everyone wants to sit in the back of the bus. That was like where the cool kids sat, in the back, doing like wild shit, hoping because the bus driver can look in the mirror about to like the 5th, 6th row to check up on people before he has to look back at the road. It doesn't hit anyone in an intersection. So if you were in the back of the bus driver couldn't really see what you were doing. And so now my thing is like, I don't know. It's just funny how the game has changed. It's like, who gives a shit about, no one wants to sit at the front of the bus. No one really even takes the bus anymore. They got Uber. It's pretty easy to get a car nowadays. I mean, they're giving away, like some of these car companies, especially now, dude, after the pandemic. Dude, I remember during the pandemic, holy shit, they were like giving away Ferraris. They're like, yeah, 0 down, bad credit, who gives a shit, first payment. Some of these companies were like first payment after 90 days. So you could literally go in, get a car for 3 months, 0 down, 0 payment for 3 months, and just drive off the lot and just leave town. Like, if you were in a bad situation during the pandemic, you could have just bought a van and just lived in it and just drove to another state. They'll never find you. They never repo it. Dude, I remember during the height of the pandemic in Los Angeles, they had so many just like supercars with the temp tag, the paper plate, because everyone was like, just fuck it. Like, if we're on lockdown, I'm just gonna buy a Porsche and just take it up to the canyons. Everyone was just taking advantage. Like, I don't give a shit if my credit goes down. If I can't pay, people are like, I can't afford this. I'm just gonna drive it for 3 months. This is the end of the world anyway. Might as well have a fast car. So, yeah, I don't know, man. That's just my thought on the whole thing. It's like, I don't know. You have to look back at things and be like, look, this was fucked up. Every culture kind of got fucked, dude. You go back to like the Irish in New York and like the Italians, the way they were treated, and the Cubans had it bad. Cubans have it bad again now. Like, it's every culture is gonna get their hit, and then the people at the top, they try to stir the pot. They try to kind of keep everyone fighting to remain in power, because it's like as soon as everyone links up and becomes like cool with each other, there's no issues, then we can turn and be like, hey, this is the real problem, And I'm not going to go down that path either. 20 minutes into the episode. We need a revolution. Okay. Yeah, but that's pretty much it, man. Sorry for a Saturday episode. It's been such a busy week, dude. Got a lot of things going on. All positive stuff, all productive. But definitely busy. And, I just wanted to touch base with you. Probably going to end up doing, I don't know. I'm going to have, with this new gig, I'm going to have really just one day off a week. One day off really to do things. So I'm going to try to do it all on that day. I don't know what day it is yet. It's going to be assigned to me. Can have a specific day, but if it's a Tuesday or Wednesday, whatever it is, that day will be the new day for the podcast to come out. That way you're not just kind of guessing throughout the week. Got a lot of great messages from some old friends this week saying that the show was good, keep going. A lot of people going on road trips, taking flights, listening to the show on there, so I really appreciate that. That's cool. I love the personal messages. If you could copy and paste that to a Apple review, that would be great as well. But I do appreciate you guys sending personal notes saying that you like the show. That's cool. Keeps me going. Keeps me wanting to do it. And that's pretty much it. At Sean Madden Stand Up on Instagram. We'll save a couple of these topics for next week. But I just wanted to touch base with you guys, say what's up. Sorry for the late episode. I'm just trying to get some stuff going to where I can be in position to be more consistent with the show. But yeah, thanks for riding with me. And what else do I have? Something else to say. Whatever. I'll probably say it in the intro. But yeah, we'll see you guys next week.
You want to smoke something?
You've seen him perform all over LA. Give it up for Sean Madden, everybody.
got here? A fucking comedian.
This joke's not gonna go well.